So you should have your books open while we're doing this as well. So 18.3 work together. It says a cash receipts journal for Center Fashion is provided below. Assume the current year and journalize the following transactions on page 6 of a cash receipts journal. Source documents are abbreviated as receipt R. So we have 4 transactions. We only have 1 journal, so obviously we're always going into our cash receipts journal. First one, we have June 1st. It says that we sold 6,000 shares of $10 par value common stock at par value for $60,000, receipt number 258. So since I'm in my cash receipts, I'm always going to put in my cash debit first because I'm receiving cash. I want to record my debits first. Okay, so I'm receiving $60,000. I'm going to put that in. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to credit. I'm going to credit my capital stock common. Remember, we have to list what type of stock it is. So capital stock common. We are using receipt 258, and we're going to debit then for 60,000. Okay. June 9th, we sold 2,000 shares of $10 par value common stock at $10.50 per share. $21,000, receipt number 267. So first thing that we're going to pay attention to here is that the par value of the common stock is $10, but it says that we're selling it for $10.50. So that's going to mean that we're selling it in excess of the par value. So June 9th, I'm going to put in my cash debit first. So how much cash am I receiving? I'm receiving this $21,000. Okay, now I need to put in my debits. First thing that I'm going to debit is my capital stock common. Now, receipt 267. Now that 21,000 is not all my capital stock common. Okay, what I need to do is I need to look at those shares. I sold 2,000 shares, and the par value of those shares were $10 a share. So that means my capital stock common is going to be a debit of 20,000. Now, my debit and credit don't equal. Oops. I screwed up there too. Sorry. Hopefully you caught that. I needed to put that as a credit, and same thing with this one, as that should be a credit. Okay, sorry. So our debit was 21,000. Our credit is 20,000. So we're short $1,000. So that $1,000 is going to go to paid in capital in excess of par common. And that is going to be a credit of $1,000. As when we look at that, easy way to do that is figure out the difference, and obviously the difference is $1,000. Other thing that we can look at is we made 50 cents on each share, so if we took 2,000 times 50 cents, we would get 100 or 1,000. Okay, 22nd. It says that we issued 500 shares of 5%, $60 par value preferred stock at par value for $30,000, receipt number 289. So first I'm going to put in my cash debit, how much cash I'm receiving. I'm receiving $30,000. And so my cash debit is $30,000. Now I'm going to put in my credit. This time I'm going to credit my capital stock, but we need to pay attention. This is preferred stock. Receipt, 289. Okay, and my credit then is simply 30,000. Okay, the 30th. We issued 500 shares of $10 par value common stock at $11.25 per share, receipt number 301. So here they don't give us the totals in here, so we're going to have to figure those out. So when we look on the 30th, how much cash we received, we had 500 shares that we sold at $11.25 per share. So we're going to take 500 times 11.25. That's going to give us the amount of cash that we're receiving. So $5,625. Okay. Then we're going to credit our capital stock, and this is common stock, receipt 301. Okay, now when we look at our credit, remember here our par value is $10. We're selling it in excess of that $10. So we're going to take 500 times 10, which will give us 5,000. So that's going to be our capital stock common. Now our debit and credit don't equal, so that's going to be, the remainder will be our paid in capital in excess of par common. Now, again, we can either find the difference or we can look at the difference here. So the difference is we sold it for an extra $1.25. So if we take 500 times $1.25, we should get $625. Okay, our debits equal credits now, so we are good. We can go ahead and say check answer and save and continue. Okay, you can go ahead and do 18.3 on your own. If you are to finish 18.3 on your own before the end of the class period, I would suggest on maybe working on 18.1 application or reading 18.4, but you should be working on accounting.